Hello, today I'm going over the Don Hertzfeldt Iceberg. Don Hertzfeldt is an animator that's produced some fantastic films, such as It's Such a Beautiful Day and World of Tomorrow. I'll link his channel in the description, the majority of his works are available on it. Also, if you join him on YouTube for like $8 a month, you can see the rest of his stuff, so that's cool. This iceberg is made by UT Outrageous 5407 on our Don Hertzfeldt. I will link it in the description. One more thing. This iceberg doesn't have any clearly defined layers, so I'm just going to ignore their existence and discuss this as if there are none. I also corrected a few small errors in entry titles. This iceberg will contain minor spoilers for some of his films. Anyways, I'll cover it now. World of Tomorrow. World of Tomorrow was a film by Don Hertzfeldt released in 2015. It follows Emily, a very young girl, as she is taken on a tour through the distant future by her clone residing in the far future. It's quite entertaining and it's on Don's YouTube channel, so I'll link it in the description. It's Such a Beautiful Day. It's Such a Beautiful Day is a debut feature film of Don Hertzfeldt, released in 2012. It follows a man named Bill as he experiences a brain disease progressing. It's pretty fantastic. It was originally released in 3 parts, but was compiled into a feature film, which is how most people have consumed it. The first part of it is available on Don's channel, which I will link below, but the full film is available with a subscription on the channel. Rejected. Rejected is a 2000 short film by Don Hertzfeldt. It details the completely fictional downward mental spiral of Don as he produces increasingly bizarre advertisements for fictional companies. It's pretty funny and just on his YouTube, although I will link it below. World of Tomorrow was Don Hertzfeldt's first computer-animated film. This is true, it was. Not much else to say. I should probably move on to the next entry. Simpsons Couch Gag. Don Hertzfeldt animated and wrote an extremely confusing couch gag for Season 26, Episode 1 of The Simpsons. The gag is much more memorable than the actual episode. I will link it below. Lily and Jim. Lily and Jim is a short film by Don Hertzfeldt released in 1997. It follows a blind date between, Lily and Jim that becomes increasingly terrible. It's very entertaining and available on Don's channel. I will link it. The Meaning of Life. This is a film by Guess Who, which released in 2005. It follows the evolution of humanity through various eras. Probably one of my favorite short films of all time. It is on his channel, I will link it. Don Hertzfeldt's niece voiced Emily in World of Tomorrow. The young Emily in World of Tomorrow's dialogue was comprised of things Don Hertzfeldt's niece had said, which is pretty interesting. Wisdom Teeth. Wisdom Teeth is a short film released in 2010 by the guy I've said the name of 15 times throughout this video. It is an adaptation of a comic Don drew in his web... Okay, I'm gonna restart that sentence. It is an adaptation of a comic Don drew in his webcomic Temporary Anesthetics. The film is about a pair of people, where one continuously attempts to pull out the other's wisdom tooth, with disastrous results. I will link it below as it is on Don's channel. Bill's disease is. This is true, as in It's Such a Beautiful Day, Bill clearly has some sort of brain disease, but it's never specified what it is. Don stated that this was intentional, in order to make the film more relatable. Don Hertzfeldt interviews. Don hasn't been interviewed numerous times by various publications. They're all interesting reads, you can find them quite easily, and I suggest you do. Pop-Tarts ripped off Don Hertzfeldt's... Oh my... You have to forgive me, okay? I feel kind of crappy right now because I'm sort of sick, so I'm just repeatedly butchering words. I'm just gonna restart that. Pop-Tarts ripped off Don Hertzfeldt's style. So apparently there are numerous strange Pop-Tart commercials that have apparently ripped off Don's style. I never thought I would say that sentence. I will say, though, that if you're gonna rip off anyone, why Don Hertzfeldt? He's really obscure, I don't know why you'd copy him. My anus is bleeding is a metaphor for periods. In Rejected, one of the segments features various puffy creatures dancing to Swedish Christmas music as one of them repeatedly complains about their anus bleeding. I guess this can be related to periods? Feels like a bit of a stretch, though. Silly Hats is a cult. One segment in Rejected features a group of people wearing silly hats in some sort of silly hat club, beating a top-headed man with clubs. Certainly seems like a cult based on what we see of it. Now that I think about it, I wonder if the top hat guy is a precursor to Bill. That's not what we want. Don Hertzfeldt at one point tweeted out this. I dreamt I was in a mall and came across a meme that was so popular it appeared in greeting cards. It was Scrooge McDuck angrily saying, "That's not what we want." I knew this meme would have a lot of real-world applications, so I made a rough mock-up. Weird. Everybody dies at the end of Rejected. The end of Rejected shows Don losing it and his animated world collapsing in on itself, which shows almost everyone in the film dying. So I guess this entry is probably true. Don Hertzfeldt subreddit. That's what I found this iceberg on. The subreddit is r Don Hertzfeldt. It's very small but pretty epic. I'll link it in the description. Genre. Genre is a short film released in 1996 by Don Hertzfeldt that follows a rabbit being shoved through various genres of films. It's pretty funny, but surprisingly hard to find. I'll link a re-upload of it in the description. Lost Daily Motion Video. Here it is, the final entry. I have no idea what this is. If anyone knows, tell me. Alright, we're done. Cool. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.